People will do anything for attention these days. Several Virginia Walmart shoppers were left in shock as they witnessed a kidnapping case unfold. But turns out the incident was actually a hoax for social media attention. According to the witnesses, a seafoam green sedan stopped at a Walmart in Midlothian. A man then walked over to open one of the car doors. That's when the trunk popped open and a young woman jumped out of the vehicle and ran off. Two men then ran out to go after the woman. After recapturing her, they forced her back into the car and sped off. On Monday, police released information about the incident and surveillance photos of the female and the males involved in the kidnapping. Strangely, the woman who was kidnapped and one of her kidnappers walked into the police station to confess the whole thing was actually a hoax, and she came to the station in her vehicle, which was the vehicle used in the apparent kidnap. Turns out that the woman and the four men, who are all either 19 or 20 years old, know each other. After eating dinner nearby the Walmart, the group went to the back of Walmart to plan the whole thing. They planned to film the staged abduction and reaction of onlookers and post the video on social media. Police said many manpower hours were spent on investigating the abduction, and now they're not ruling out charges against the group. Chester Police Captain Jay Thornton said it could be anything ranging from a summons-type offense to a lower misdemeanor. Thornton also said that they're glad this whole thing was just a planned event and not something that could have become tragic. You're not your mother's baby.
Fake ad tells iPhone users to charge their devices in the microwave. iOS 8 made quite the splash when it was released last week. The updated mobile operating system included a slew of new features for Apple's phones and tablets. And if you're to believe a hoax that's been floating around online in recent days, among those features is the ability to charge your iPhone using your microwave. iPhones are somewhat notorious for their poor battery life, and the scam feature, dubbed Wave, claims to give iOS 8 users, through literally unbelievable software updates, the ability to charge their phones wirelessly in a microwave oven. Now you'd think that anyone with half a brain would instantly recognize the ad for the sham it is, but that didn't stop the LAPD from issuing a tweet warning the public not to put a device largely made of anodized aluminium in their microwaves.
Air Force student fakes hate crime. A student has reportedly left a prestigious U.S. Air Force Academy prep school in Colorado after he duped everybody. In late September, U.S. media went crazy after a seemingly racist vandal dropped N-bomb notes inside a student dormitory. That prompted the Academy superintendent, Lieutenant General Jay Silveria, to make an epic anti-racist speech. He called out the vandal and told them to leave, saying racists are not welcome in the Air Force. Wired by headlines of a general calling out racism, the military's lapdog media rocked out to the narrative. Except in this case, there were some obvious questions. Like, how could an Air Force cadet candidate at a secure military prep school with regular dorm inspections do this unnoticed? Wasn't there security footage? And why, when every student is sworn to abide by the Air Force Honor Code, haven't others come forward to purge this racist from their ranks? Except in this case, there was no racist, just a boy who cried wolf. News broke this week of how one of the victims came forward and fessed up to writing the racist messages. The student reportedly did it as part of some scheme to get out of trouble he was already in, and the mainstream media and the military took his fake race bait hook, line, and sinker. All the while undermining real hate crimes tenfold.
Planet X is coming! The end is nigh! Run for the freaking hills! You know how everyone's going bananas for the Great American Eclipse? Well, they shouldn't be, because some guy on the internet says we'll all be dead after it. Aww. Planet X, aka Nibiru, is gonna smash Earth in September 2017. That's the theory put forward by conspiracy theorist David Mead. Mead predicts that when you're done chilling with the eclipse, don't forget your special eyewear now, Earth will be slammed by Planet X. But why can't we see the supersized star? Mr. Mead says that's because it's approaching the Earth from an awkward angle. Aw, who's a shy, awkward little bringer of destruction? You are Planet X, yes, you are. Mead says the only way you can see it now is if you're flying at high altitude over South America, and with an excellent camera. Mr. Mead cites science and the Bible to back up his Planet X claims, but we're citing the Satanist lizard people at NASA when we call those claims a bunch of baloney. The U.S. space agency said, Nibiru and other stories about wayward planets are an internet hoax. There is no factual basis for these claims. Baloney indeed. Lost Indonesian pygmy tribesman caught on video. But is it fact or fiction? Incredible video captured earlier this month in a remote area of Indonesia's Aceh province appears to show a tiny human-like creature carrying a spear running out of the forest as it flees a group of trail bike riders. The clip was uploaded to YouTuber Fredography's channel on March 22nd, and it's really worth a look. Debate is raging online in Indonesia. Is the mysterious humanoid a member of a lost pygmy tribe or some species believed to be extinct? Or is it merely a clever hoax? People clearly want answers. The clip has gone super viral, racking up almost 7 million views in just a week. The video's owner is Fredo Pastrana, and his popular Fredography channel features mostly him and his buddies driving around the country's various islands on their dirt bikes. It doesn't look particularly hoaxy. One popular explanation offered by armchair anthropologists is that the quick-footed figure is a living member of the Mate tribe, an ancient, extinct tribe of people once thought to inhabit northern Sumatra, if the tale isn't just a myth. There's no concrete evidence that the Mate actually existed, but the people of Aceh generally believe a primordial people did indeed once live in the caves and mountains near the virgin jungles of Sumatra's north. For his part, Fredo makes no such claim. He's also refused to say where in Aceh province the video was shot, so as to protect the creature from potentially harmful human attention. He's also asked that people don't go hunting for the mysterious figure. So, is Aceh's hobbit real? The regional government wants to know, and has announced it will set up a team to investigate and search for it. A link to the original video is in the description.
Thought climate change predictions were scary? Well, they just got a whole lot scarier. The possible effects of climate change are far worse and could come far sooner than we previously thought. So says James Hansen, a leading climate change researcher who was among the first to warn the public about the serious effects of the buildup of carbon dioxide. The former director of NASA's Institute for Space Studies, along with 18 other leading climate scientists, published a paper this week predicting rapid sea level rises could happen within decades. A team of researchers' primary claim that as the ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica melt, a layer of cold fresh water will build up over the ocean, trapping warmer, salty ocean water with which it doesn't easily mix underneath the surface, and thereby leading to a feedback loop that causes ice shelves to melt even more rapidly, effectively slowing down and possibly shutting down ocean circulation. An idea apparently not too dissimilar from the premise of the 2004 disaster movie The Day After Tomorrow. The scientists believe that this ice melting will cool polar regions of the globe and warm areas around the equator, causing stark temperature variances that could make superstorms, such as Hurricane Sandy, which struck the U.S. East Coast with devastating effect in 2012, far more frequent. To argue their case, the researchers controversially claim that storms during the warm Eemian period 120,000 years ago were powerful enough to lift massive boulders 1,000 tons in size from the bottom of the ocean and hurl them ashore. Hansen and his team believe a multi-meter sea level rise could occur before the end of the century and envelop all of the planet's coastal cities. Despite the dire predictions, Hansen, in an accompanying video, explained that there may possibly still be an opportunity to reverse this worrying trend, saying, quote, "I doubt that we have passed the point of no return, but frankly, we're not certain of that."
Injured otter becomes an internet star. An injured otter has won the hearts of the internet after being rescued by British police. Police in the town of Newport in Shropshire raced to the scene when a caller told them the poor creature was lying wounded by the roadside. But cops were left scratching their heads when they found the maimed mammal was in fact a faux fur coat collar. So just to be clear, this is what an otter looks like, and this is a faux fur collar. Otter, fur. Otter, fur. Got it? Good. The cops tweeted the news of the rescue and nicknamed the collar Ollie the Otter. They even gave Ollie a ride back to the police station in a police car. Once at the police station, Ollie kicked back and tuned into Twitter to find out he'd become an online sensation. The case has a striking similarity to a TV commercial for a chain of British opticians. In the Specsavers ad, a vet makes a similar mistake to the Newport cops, only here it's a fur hat which is mistaken for a sick cat, not a fur collar posing as an injured otter. Police said the case was a good way to remind the public of what to do if they did find a wounded animal. The cop said, Ollie the faux otter would like to remind everyone, if you do find an injured otter, don't approach it but call police, the RSPCA, or a local vet.